Kenmore Elite box that comes from Amazon, the BC7005. And if you're going to be like a lot of us, you'd probably try and pick it up with the handle. Well, it's recycled paper. Unless you're grabbing both sides, that's probably a bad idea to end up looking like this. So let's start with that. I'm not going to do an unboxing video. There's a box. It came, it showed up in good condition. So we'll see this after it's out of the box. So I got to thinking maybe some of you guys are sending this back for some reason or whatnot. This is what it looks like when you open the lid. And this is what it looks like when you get the piece of cardboard off the top. And that's what it looks like inside the bottom. And like a lot of things that come out of China, expect things not to be up to Japanese or American snuff levels. What we're looking at, tip my finger, is where the paint pulled off with the strapping tape here that they used. So expect some paint loss. Whoopie-doo, I'm sure it doesn't affect the operation. If you ordered this from Amazon or wherever you're ordering it from, probably shows it comes with 6 bags. It does. There's a package of 6 bags here. I counted them. There is 6. Guaranteed. And the good news is it comes with one inside the machine already, so you start with a grand total of 7 bags. So just a quick run through here. The release for the top, underneath the handle, access to the bag. Give it a good thump going down. That button there releases this. Now a lot of you might be buying this for this device. And so, fan brush. Appears to be decent quality. Length of hair here. I was hoping this thing is swivel. And it does. You gotta press on the side. It comes off. So, 2 pieces. And the thing I was really hoping this would do was swivel here. And it does. Just gotta give it a little bit of a push and it'll go. So you can run it this way, you can run it this way. And I guess anywhere in between. This is the main reason I bought this, because I have ceiling fans and this looked like it'd be handy dandy. So, there's your fan brush. And it goes in to where your normal sweeper head would go. Here is the brush, and you notice it's got a couple little plastic extensions here. So if you're thinking about using one of your older brushes on this newer vacuum, I kind of doubt that this will do that trick. So standard brush, and I can see a few of the hairs here are longer than where it's supposed to be. So either trim it yourself or let it wear off, your call. This thing here comes wrapped in plastic. It has the same little plastic dewap. Excuse me while I fiddle with the camera. It's the same plastic flanges there. So your old one may or may not work with this vacuum. And it comes with this paperwork. And it snaps right in there. Some people say this plastic's thinner. I'm not getting my micrometer out to gauge it. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. Your hose in, and it just snaps in like you always expect them to, and it seems to fit just fine. Now, a lot of people might have been buying this because that has a vacuum head attached to the thing that does your carpet. The handle release, this just does that. This swivels. And the brush release has a firm, solid feel to it. You notice here, it has like a little foam black rubber seal around where that goes on the bottom. It sits in this recess here, around this. Now the videos I've seen on this really didn't show the bottoms of these. It's got two little brushes here and a couple longer ones on the side. If you're used to tossing your wand down with this here attached to it, like your old ones, this here might snap off if you throw it just right. The brush mouth there seems a little chintzy. My old ones had brushes across the front here and help loosen things up, so there's nothing in the middle help loosen anything up. You just have those brushes on the side, and these here are more of a thing for it to ride on than anything else as far as I can tell. So I've heard reports of these coming loose quite easily. In all honesty, for 30 bucks you can get an air brush headed attached to this that fits a different model of vacuum that doesn't have the dirt sensor to it. And I'd just duct tape this to the bottom if that happens to me, because I'm that kind of guy. So release this, just hit that, it comes out very easy for me. It'll zip right out, go back in, nose it in, and a firm push down. It makes a positive lock, and it appears to be quite tight. The handle lock, just lean it forward. I've heard people say these fall over easy. Yeah, I'm hitting it with my hand, and it seems to be staying up just fine. So there's that. Crevice device is here. All you gotta do is grab it at the bottom, kind of pull outward or backwards, and it flicks right out. You go back in, tuck it in, snap it on, bing bada bing, you're in business. So away that goes. So it covers your crevice device. Now this is the bottom. Let me make sure I'm not zoomed in all the way. It looks like your standard Kenmore height adjuster that we've known for years. The height settings clearly marked here. There's a overload reset button here. And I've heard people say this is hard to push. Now I noticed when it was up close to me, that first initial push was a little stiffer than normal, but after it went a few inches, it zipped along like always. Now I have the wand extended all the way, and it is 54 and maybe just under a quarter to the very tip of the gray plastic here. 47 at the bottom groove of the handle where my index finger is, and 52 and a half at the top. So that's what it extended all the way out. with it at its shortest height. It is roughly 44 inches to the top and just under 37 to the bottom here on the inside, and about 42 3/8 on the top here. So, and the other thing I noticed, if you don't hold the button in as you adjust the height, it will lock in at each position that it locks. And I'm guessing this is the release for the HEPA filter. There's a quick squeeze and away it went. And it seems like a similar cord rewind that these have had for, at least 20 some odd years I'm aware of now. Now whether there's something new inside there, who knows? And if it's like any other one I've had, eventually it's not going to suck it in all the way, but that's just life. So, it's your standard top of the line Kenmore vacuum cleaner. It's the nicest it's ever going to look. It's all downhill from here. Get scratched, paint dings, and the whole gig. So, that pretty much covers it, unless you want to see the bottom of the vacuum cleaner. And what the hey, we've made it this far. There's that initial stiff push at the very beginning I was talking about. The swivel wheel, the wand will slip in there, and this here has like nylon bristles here where it would sit on your nosing of the stair if you're using the stair climbing feature. And what the hey, we made it this far. There it is. Kind of sits just like that with that thing in, so it's not going to drop down all the way. And it's hooked in that little plastic groove for the wand. No, I'm not going to run the vacuum cleaner. We all know how vacuum cleaners suck. I just did this so that way people can get a little closer look, because the videos I've seen on these, it's a jerky camera gig. It's not a detailed look at any of the features. No one really talks about it. So hopefully this might help you. Like I said, worst case scenario, if that little thing becomes an issue right there, I'll just bust out the duct tape and I'll duct tape that thing in place, and I'll buy another head for doing my hard floors. So there's my 2 cents on it. Hope that helps you out. If it didn't, too bad. And if you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, thumb it down. And subscribe if you want to.
Greetings everyone, this is my review of the Kenmore Ultra Plush Canister Vacuum. To get started, I will show its filtration. First off, we have a HEPA bag. These are a big improvement compared to the older paper bags that we had, such as the lower end models or your older 2000s or model from 1999 if it was a 116. I love these multi-layer dust bags. I am not a bagless person, and I am glad I went with a bagged vacuum once again. And they're really quick to change as well. Not to mention these fill up like a pillow. This is a full bag. It is genuine Kenmore. Also to note, This is the bag dock. These will flip forward and it won't let you shut the canister without a bag in there. If this is new, it will be a little stiff, so you can take a drop of oil or grease and just dab it right at the pivot points to loosen it up. Just as a note, always use these genuine Kenmore bags. It will say style QC. You can get these on Amazon. And to know if it's genuine Kenmore, there will be a bit of paper right in the bag opening. That is just so if you suck up a rock or anything, it will reduce the risks of it tearing the bag. And to fit these in, you'll say, this bag's a lot bigger than the vacuum. Well, let me show you. Go up about 2/3 on the bag, fold 1/3 down. It should look like this. Also, you will watch the seal on the back of the bag dock right here. You will slowly insert this tab. It will be stiff. That is perfectly normal. That's because the gasket is doing its job and keeping a tight seal. Then once you have this folded down, you will just tuck the bag in. There is a pre-motor filter in there just to protect the motor. That doesn't do a whole lot with filtration, but it's there just in case of anything. And coming here on the back, we have the exhaust filter. Now, this may gray over time, that is motor carbons. However often you use it is however long you will change this. Every 6 months for my case, but your case might be different depending on how much you use it. This rocks back and then pulls straight out, and this is your exhaust filter. That goes back in just like so. You may say it might be a little loose. That's normal. And how this works is the gasket on the back of this filter is pushed in place by the filter door itself. You will feel it push back. Once you press it in, you'll hear a snap, usually, just like that. And that's how you know it is in place. It has a 26-foot cord. I did measure it, and it says on Amazon as well, or if you go to the Kenmore website, it says that as well. Fingertip controls. You have your typical hard floor carpet settings and an electronic suction relief. As you can hear, it gets pretty quiet. Now, just on the note, this is a newer version of the Ultra Plush, and I will go into detail about that. The main thing is, in the power head, there is an LED instead of an actual bulb. That is one way of telling it is a newer version. The older version is not much different. And also, the pet power mate and the floor brush are a dark gray instead of a white, and they match the accents of the canister and the hose. That is another way you can tell. Just on the subject of this hard floor tool, to get us started, it does somewhat swivel, and to get this completely flat, what you do is you lay the wand to the side, and that is how you get this flat. And this is a good design from Kenmore, and this is my preferred design of a floor brush. Just the bristles on the side, 2 in the back, 1 up front. And when going back or forth, it is dusting the floor, but also the space between the brushes, as in here and all around, that allows big stuff to get in there and not have to cause you to lift up the floor head and place it over the debris to get it that way. Also, the wand does have an LED light in it. I will show that in a minute. Your dusting brush is also stored on board with all the other tools. Now the crevice tool is stored in the back of the handle. What you do is you grab the very front and pull down. This will be stiff. It's meant to be that way so this does not fall out. There are 2 suction relief holes on the side, as well as a notch in the middle to allow debris in and airflow. These on the side are for airflow. Now, to put this back in, you will insert the very back onto the rear tab and then push in. It will snap right back into place. Also on the note, this has a bag check indicator. The vacuum does not have to be fully clogged for this light to come on. Just a heads up. Just even a slight restriction will set it on. LED light in the wand. And here is the power head itself. Also, as a quick note, you can lay this one flat for getting under beds and all of that stuff. It does have a swivel as well. This is adjusted to my carpet pile. Now, for your situation, it's obviously going to be different. You have 4 settings. I am on the medium. You have high, low, extra low, medium, and then back to high. I'm going to go low, medium, high, extra low. And there's the indicator right there for whatever height your carpet is. Now for overload protection, if you suck up something you shouldn't, say a shoelace, if it's really thick, or a towel, maybe a rug, it peels back and it sucks up into the brush roll. It will take a second for the motor to catch it. It will briefly warm up, then it will shut off. All you have to do is turn the vacuum off, give it a second, turn it back on, or just hit the reset button and it will work as normal. Now in laying this flat, just like the floor brush, you tilt this to the side, and this is roughly about 4 inches in height, so you can get under just about anything. Actually, not even 4. I think this is about 3.5, if I double check. And from there, you can get under a bed or a sofa if it's high on legs, anything like that. And that just about concludes this vacuum. One more quick note is how the hose has been redesigned by Kenmore. So the older version had a 45 angle on it. Instead, it is straight, so this is now a 360 swivel, which means I can turn this around all day, and it's not going to tangle on the hose. This is the standard Kenmore hose that we've known for all years. This wire reinforced, wires are electrified, and it can turn this around, and whatever I do will translate to that swivel. Just like so. Most of the time the wand will stand up on its own, as demonstrated there. I'm not holding it. If it is placed too far away from the vacuum, it will fall over. And there we are, I'm not touching it. And it is still standing in place. And that concludes my review for the Kenmore Ultra Plush Canister Vacuum. Thank you. I hope this video was helpful.
this is the Kenmore Elite 700 series. It's a canister bag. If you push this button, here's all the attachments. Part 4. This is for pet hair. It works pretty good. I have not used that yet. There isn't really an actual power button. It's a switch. You just slide down and this controls the suction. I have just the regular vacuum cleaner attachment, but you could push down on here and take this wand off, and then that's how you would put the other attachments on. Down here is a small little button for your foot so you can release the handle. And over here is how you would adjust the floor setting. So it's got extra low, low, medium, high, and then back to extra low. So all you have to do is slide it down to the carpet setting. And that's that.
This is the Kenmore vacuum. This person sold a vacuum that does not work. See, it's plugged in, it's connected, and when you push up, there's nothing at all. And also this is kind of jammed. It doesn't push up all the way sometimes, but most important part is that there's no power. So I'm returning this. And also, I don't know if it was supposed to. It is used, but it didn't come with the filter. But maybe because it's used, it didn't. I'm not too sure. Well, it actually said cosmetic damages, and it's like super cheaper than the regular price. But and then also the back filter too didn't come with it, but that's no big deal. But the biggest deal, obviously, is that the vacuum doesn't work. So I would not buy from these people again. I don't know why they're selling a product that doesn't work. Okay. No power.
Before I answer a question, I think he knows.
I was vacuuming and this popped out of the canister while I was vacuuming, and I noticed that the clip broke off of it. So it no longer clips in. I only had it, what, 4 months? Used it a handful of times, but yep, it's already broken.